Hello and welcome back to WVU Esports. I am joined here today by Will, and we have your West Virginia Mountaineers facing off against Winthrop in a very important matchup when it comes to these NACE seedings. So, Will, going into this, what are we thinking?
Yep, it's important. We mentioned it in week one against the Cumberland that they just have an absolutely brutal schedule to open up this season. Obviously, had Cumberland in week one, Winthrop now. You're going to get Texas at Dallas next week, and then you have Maryville, then you have St. Clair. So I mean, in terms of playoff seedings, you're really going to have to open up this season well. It's going to be a little bit easier on the back end, but it's just a brutal stretch of games in these
It
next
is.
few weeks for this team. And that is not to mention that 3 days ago, these teams actually played each other in Division One, and it was not pretty for the Mountaineers,
No.
getting swept 2-0. However, both these teams, predictably, 1-0 so far in NACE. Both had 2 victories in Week 1, but Winthrop only lost 6 rounds in all of Week 1. So they are a buzzsaw, pretty much.
They
It's
are.
going to be a really tall task for this Mountaineer team today, especially after coming off a pretty poor performance just a few days ago against this exact same team.
Yeah, and admittedly, that earlier match in Division One, like you said, did not really go the way. A 2-0 sweep is not how you want to look back on your past matchups when you're going into this. But regardless, that was on some possibly not great Mountaineer maps. We did have Pearl, I believe, in map 1 there. Not a notoriously strong
Bind.
map, but you have Bind. That is a map that the Mountaineers have done pretty well on. For
They did
last
better on it.
semester. Yeah, they did better than Pearl. for
Lost
sure.
13-3 on Pearl, 13-7 on Bind. So
Yep.
some improvement, but obviously, still 7 is a lot less than 13.
Yep.
Still, though, we're starting off a little bit negative. So we do have some positives from last week.
Yes.
Pistol round.
Yeah.
A big change from last semester.
Yeah.
Mountaineers won I believe, the majority of the pistol rounds. And
3 or
then
4.
Yeah, and then the splash plays. We saw it. Guck and Excite were the 2 ones that kind of stuck in my mind. Guck in map 1, Excite on map 2 once he got on that chamber.
Yeah.
Especially with the Headhunter chambers secondary. I'm interested to see if we'll see that pick come out again today. But that was one of the things that I thought was kind of maybe the driving force for their really dominant win last week, was just how many times Guck or Excite were going for 3 or 4 kills around. So
Yeah.
I do think that is something that they can build on. And then adaptability was a big thing for them last week. Roster changes, new IGL, a lot of stuff. Aiden's out. In comes Berg. Berg plays well. They're able to really capitalize on those rounds where he makes an impact and gets a kill, which we said was going to be important going into that. And then first kills. They got a lot of first kills in their Week 1 matchup. And first kills, I'll just have the stats pulled up against their game against Winthrop in Division 1. Something they did pretty well against Winthrop as well. Their issue was conversions. That is my number one key for today, is converting. Would you like to guess West Virginia's round conversion on 4v5s on Pearl? Would you like to guess? Percentage.
On Pearl, 15%.
0%.
Oh my!
They didn't win a single one, which is not ideal. And I think they had 7 or 8 4v5s and did not win a single one of them.
Wow.
So that is not going to be a recipe to win, especially against a team as
No.
good as Winthrop. So that's my number one. That's my number one key for today.
Yeah.
Is converting those rounds, and putting yourself in good positions, and then post plant. Also abysmal in the Division 1 match. Only won 25% of post plant rounds.
Yeah,
Which is it's just not going to work. So I think those are the 2 biggest things that this Mountaineer team can look to focus on. And obviously, it's a pretty quick turnaround, but at the same time, you did just play this team, so you are going to have a little bit more of an idea of what you're going to getting yourself into in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, those first deaths, making that a 4v5 scenario where you're already at a disadvantage and not even converting a single one of those is so vastly important. I don't think you're really expected to, maybe have a positive conversion rate on this, those 4v5 rounds, but having a 0%.
No. When the Mountaineers have 5, and Winthrop has 4.
5. Oh, I thought you were saying when
Yeah,
they lose. Okay, okay.
The Mountaineers get every run the Mountaineers got the first pick, they lost.
That's a much worse stat there.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Yes.
That's even worse. Well, I was going to say, obviously it's going to be very important with those first picks to not go down too early, because we did see last week Mountaineers did sometimes, get that, early swing, and it didn't really work out in their favor. But in those rounds, they still managed to convert most of the time, I would say. But I thought it was like they go down first, and then it's just wraps from there.
Yep.
But that is a much worse stat. Something that is wow, yeah, that's rough. So that'll be very important today. Going into this, that they can at least improve on that stat. Hopefully, at least take a singular map. I'd be very interested in see what map picks come through as well. We don't have any.
I think you probably want to avoid Pearl.
Yeah, you definitely want to avoid Pearl. I don't think if you have to play bind again, that's necessarily the worst idea in the world.
No.
Like I don't think their bind is that bad. We do have word that they are actually warming up on Pearl, just in case, just in case stuff hits the fan. I think Winthrop would, probably love to play Pearl again, seeing how it went the first time around in Div 1. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we will have to see. The couple of things I had written down going to this matchup: Infiltrator, Winthrop star player, 42 and 22 in the 2 maps on Division 1. Anytime someone's dropping 40 kills across 2 maps, you're going to be in a rough spot. So being able to limit him as much as you can, it's hard to obviously limit a player as talented as Infiltrator, but you're going to have to, got to hold him at least to below 40. I got to think, especially because these games weren't very long.
No.
These games were not very long, and he was still putting up 42 kills, which is absolutely insane. And then no fumbled anti-eco rounds. This was something that they did struggle with against Cumberland.
Yeah.
Even though they were able to win that match, I think Cumberland won like 3 or 4 thrifties.
Yeah,
It's just way too many.
it is. And that was something we saw a lot, like you said, a lot against Cumberland. The thrifties have got to stop. Like, those rounds where, you have to just do your job and just take your higher percentage and just go through and win it. Those are going to come back to bite you when it's like, overtime. And, like, dang, we really should have ended this like 4 rounds ago when we had the economy to do so. And that really, stops those like insane streaky rounds from continuing because I mean, that's what's gonna like have those 13-5 matches, where you just like hit a streak, your economy is just set, and you just continue to win the matches that you should be winning. But something I would like to point out, going back into that Winthrop matchup from last week, was watching that last week, it was 3 days ago, but still, on map 2 on Bind, the scorecard definitely doesn't look great when you look at 13-7. But if you look at the inconsistencies in this Winthrop roster, you have a player that's going Infiltrator going 26 and 12. Then you have Governor going 4 and 14.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting discrepancy there between those 2 players. So if they can just shut down, Infiltrator from just popping off a 2.0
Shutdown's
KD.
going to be like in quotes.
Yeah, in quotes. If they can just like make him not go 2.0 KD, just maybe a little bit more even there.
Can we hold Nikola Jokic to 29 points and 9 assists?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much something like that. Yeah, I mean, I have it written down too. It's the first thing that just jumped off the page to me when I was going through the VOD from that match, was just how many rounds. It's just like, oh well, it was just kind of Infiltrator went in and got 3 kills by himself, and everything. Now Winthrop is just getting another map win. Yeah. So yeah, being able to limit him, winning your anti-eco rounds, which are going to come from winning some of your pistol rounds. The Mountaineers are just the Mountaineers. If you can't win pistol rounds against a team like this, it's just going to be so hard.
Really
you can't just gift wrap them for
4 easy rounds.
Yeah, 4 easy rounds every map. It's just not going to work. And it was the biggest shock for me from week 1 was how good the Mountaineers looked on pistol rounds. So I'm hoping that they can kind of stretch that into this next one. I will say Excite pretty much only played the Teo.
Looked good on Teo though.
Yes, Excite was the Mountaineers' top performer against Winthrop. Selfishly, I want him back on the chamber, but
admittedly,
that's going to be pretty map dependent.
But at the end of the day, we want to win, But if they're going to win, I'd love to see Excite on chamber, But obviously, if the Teo's working, the Teo's working. But speaking of characters, we do see obviously Infiltrator just top fragging, dominating on the Yoru, which is not something you see too much in this current meta. You're going to see your waylays much more often, but Winthrop just sticking to that Yoru, and it's been working out very, very well. Mountaineers obviously have made that swap. Don't really ever play the Yoru that much.
No.
And I don't know if that's going to be throwing the Mountaineers off a little bit, where they're just maybe not as used to playing Yoru in this comp. But I don't know. So far, it's been working, and I don't think it's going to change when we get into this matchup. I think we're going to see Infiltrator back on the Yoru once again.
I would
imagine.
Really hope it's just he's just so comfortable on it, and you just can. Whenever he plays Yoru and you watch him, you just can kind of immediately recognize like it doesn't really matter if Yoru is like the super meta, super objectively correct pick. He's just going to make it work. I will say the Mountaineers obviously they just played against Yoru a couple days ago when they played Winthrop. They played against Yoru in week 1 against Cumberland. So they are going to have a bit more practice against it than they did 2 weeks ago when Yoru was not super popular. But I mean, still it's also just it's honestly less of a matter of character with the player like that. It's more just a matter of the fact that he's going to swing you and he's probably just going to take your head up before you can even react. So that's going to be the main challenge with this Mountaineers team is how they play around that. Yoru obviously has a ton of interesting movement abilities that he can kind of use with the TP and obviously his ult and stuff like that. So he can kind of just be anywhere on the map at any point in time, essentially, pretty deep into the round. So it's just going to kind of always be in the back of their mind, and you just got to kind of hope that they're able to learn from this past week's match to kind of help them in their game plan a little bit. I'm sure Charms, the Mountaineers coach, has been cooking up some stuff, and then I'm sure Leon as well. Leone, sorry.
Leone.
Leone. And I'm
Yeah,
sure
Leone.
he's getting more maps under his belt as the IGL for this team, so he's going to have more of an idea of how to attack the situation, and more of an idea of how to kind of react to what he sees Winthrop does.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Leone, obviously, we actually asked him before, how are you feeling going into this matchup? And
feels good.
Feels great. He's very confident going into this. Not really weighing too much on that Division 1 match a couple of days ago. So that is something that you would love to hear coming up from your IGL. We're not dwelling on the past. We're looking forward. We have changed our strats. We've really dialed in something that we think is going to work, and I hope it will. We do have map picks now.
We do have map picks.
So we do have Bind. And then we have Pearl, and then we have Corrode. So we are going to see that Bind, Pearl, and Corrode starting to attack for all three of them. I don't love seeing Pearl back in this rotation.
I don't love seeing Corrode third.
I don't like any of those outside of Bind.
I do love it if we can get to a third map.
Yes, and that is concerning because last time there was a Pearl Bind that did not happen.
Last time Pearl Bind didn't go great.
No, but I like that we're not starting on Pearl at the very least. We're starting on Bind. That's better.
And Bind was the closer map, and more stuff there that you can kind of look at and see, like, all right, this is kind of something that we can improve on, and around here, around there, and all of a sudden Bind becomes a very different map. So hopefully, being just so recent, just a few days ago, playing this exact same team on the exact same map, you got to think that they're going to have a little bit more preparation going into this, and know more clearly about what exactly they want to do and need to do to kind of take out this team. I like that Corrode's in the map pool, but again, I don't like that it's last. I do think when we were talking with Leone a couple weeks ago, he did talk about how Corrode was just going to be like their best map pretty definitively. So that does give me a lot of confidence if they're able to get to a map 3 again. But once again,
we saw how good Corrode was last time, but the issue wasn't it didn't really come through. I mean, obviously, Winthrop is a bit of a higher stage competition.
Certainly.
When you have a map like that and you're not really used to, a little more used to now with Berg being in the roster, but still, like, the scrims they were able to go with on Corrode, none of them were really with Berg, excluding this past
And I do believe A77 will be back today.
He is?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And A77 did play in Division 1 on Sunday, so.
Yeah, he definitely did. I did know that. I don't know why I thought that for NACE he might swap out, but regardless. So that is good then. And so Corrode's going to go back into being a very, very strong map for the Mountaineers once again.
Yep.
Maybe if it goes to map 3, like you said, maybe it's good as map 3. I don't really know. Finish off strong, I guess. But better than Pearl being map 1. So
yeah, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm kind of making an educated guess. I'm going to assume that Winthrop was the one that picked Pearl. Yeah. And that would lead me to believe that the Mountaineers are the one that picked Bind, which does give me a little bit more confidence because I think that means that they saw something
on Bind,
on Bind that they really liked. And so that, again, they've literally just played, so there's always going to be a little bit kind of more mind games going into this. What do you expect your opponent to do? Are you kind of overthinking because you're like, all right, we think they think we're going to do this, so we're going to do something different. Yeah. And at the end, they didn't think you did that at all. So that is going to come into play a little bit just because of the recency of the last 2 games. I think the Mountaineers going out of the way to pick Bind does show confidence in that map, and it shows that they probably found something that they think that they can exploit. So yeah, I do like to think that. I would be shocked if they played the same comp.
I would be too. I think you've got to switch something up there, or if they do play the same comp, they're not going to play it the same way. Actually, let's go ahead and let me run back through. The comp on Bind for the Mountaineers was Sky, Waylay, Viper, Brim, Teo. Teo for Excite did work very well. The only Mountaineer, I believe, that went positive. Yes. Guk did go even, but everybody else not as high in the kill death ratio category at the very least. But honestly, overall, I don't know if we're going to see double smokes again. They are starting off on attack, so we could see something along those lines. It didn't really work out, obviously, too well last time. AC7 did go 6 and 17 on the Viper, so we could see him swap off and just maybe see a Brimstone only, maybe. But I don't know. I'm just interested to see what they're going to pull out.
Well, the Mountaineers are pretty comfortable typically on double smoke, but obviously didn't work on bind last time I tried it. A lot of times we will see like the Viper Omen Brim Viper, something like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not really that surprised to see that. It looks like we are waiting for just one more player to get in the lobby, so we're actually going to have to send it to a very quick break, and then we should be right back in with the game.
I'm so damn lost to what I loved and what I lost, but let's get lost in love tonight. Hear a second voice inside my head, it's telling me to stay the night again and hold on to the words we always said would be forever, forever. Wait another day to clear my thoughts, so jump into a love that won't be forgotten forever, forever. Let's run away together. Let's run away together. Let's run away together.
Winthrop ran last Sunday. So not a ton of similarities. The brim, very standard unbind, and then the sky as well. But then the Yoru, which we talked about, very, very common for Infiltrator. Very, very good. Very, very good on that character. So Moobs sticking back on the chamber, my beloved, and then Governor on the fade. So choosing to go for the double initiator instead of the double smokes.
Yep.
Which
worked out.
A more aggressive play style, which I think is probably due to the fact that they do have a superstar playing duelist. So not too surprising to see from either
Just
side.
as long as you could just give him some flashes, he'll be fine.
Pretty
Just
much.
infiltrate for your boy, and he's gonna pop off. Which, I mean, I'll say it's entertaining to watch when Infiltrator just infiltrates and then just takes off 3 Mountaineer heads. But maybe not always the best, from a Mountaineer standpoint. Just to watch your entire roster that you hold dear to your heart get slaughtered.
No. Not good for the mental either.
No, not good for the mental.
No.
It's not what you want to see. It's just John Wick pulling up. But hopefully, Mountaineers can be a little bit John Wick and just win this pistol round. Like you said earlier, going to be the most influential rounds here. They did pretty well earlier last week against Cumberland, but here against Winthrop, bit of a
well, this is
taller
kind
task.
of it's a reality for when you're playing a team as good as Winthrop. Round 1 is already a super important round for you guys.
yeah, every round's important.
Yeah. Already going off, as you see both teams 1-0 in NACE. Mountaineers looking to get off to a really hot start, taking down 2 of the top teams in Super Conference, but Winthrop, obviously, as I said in the pregame, just an absolute buzzsaw, tearing through everyone in their path so far this season across all competition, essentially. So a very, very tall task ahead of them.
Very
Looks like-
tall indeed.
Are we in a pause?
Yeah, time's just not going anywhere. Just gonna go back to cams here real quick though. It's okay. Regardless though, like you said, so slight tech pause, I believe. But we are seeing the same comps from both
Who coulda
sides
guessed?
here. Huh?
A tech pause?
I guess.
Shocker.
Right?
I
Isn't
can't believe
crazy?
that.
When do we ever have
We've
tech pauses?
never had tech pauses.
This is very unheard of here.
Something's fishy's going on.
Something's dicey, dude. I don't trust it. I don't know. Maybe Infiltrator is just. I don't know. I don't want to make any accusations.
Oh yeah,
Maybe-
he has to
maybe-
redownload his
yeah,
cheats.
he downloaded them, man.
Yeah.
He actually, his stats, really, dude, his headshot rate is crazy. The man is an absolute,
he's just a
aim
demon.
demon. Like dude, when we watch him on stream,
How many hours in aim labs do you think that is?
a lot,
It's a lot.
for
Or he
sure.
just has 0 hours. He's
just
natural
he just did
talent.
natural. He was born just with a mouse in his
Yeah.
hand. It's just, and that's some people,
Yeah.
just like me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't put it to use.
just like you.
Just like
just
me.
Like
I just don't
you.
put it to use. You know what I mean?
Just like you.
I
Just a
have to
natural
stay
talent.
humble.
Just a born freak.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
You know me. Regardless,
yeah.
though, going into this, I think if the Mountaineers do have a game plan for Infiltrator, I'm really hoping to see it here because I don't
Yeah.
really know how you stop a player like him because there's not really a dedicated he always does this or always does that. The guy is just he just wins.
He does
once.
everything. You just have to try to give him as few 1v1s as possible. At the same
Yeah.
time, when you're playing Yoru, that's always going to be tough. And it looks like Winthrop's going to get very active very early here. We said that they do like to play a tad bit aggressive here, and this pistol round is just going to be forced. Mountaineers all kind of Governor, STG, Excite, and Guck both taken down. Dinxx will try to find something, but STG takes him down as well. And the Mountaineers, shades of last year on this pistol round.
Yeah, so far not so good. I'll tell you that now.
Spike
It's up to
planted.
Leone and Ace and 7 as they walk up from behind, but this is going to be a very tall task for them to try to
Last
accomplish.
player
They're just pick off
standing.
one. Move's going to go down. SCG, though, gets another one, and Leone is popping off. 2 with the classic, making it a 1v2, but sadly cannot go all the way as Pharaoh finds a nice headshot to shut him down immediately. The Mountaineers do drop the first pistol.
I mean, they just got absolutely caught lacking. There were four people out of showers, but before spawn doors open, and then all of a sudden their entire team's on site. So the Mountaineers, they all kind of got forced back into that house, into that lamps area, and then I mean, Winthrop just had all the angles that they could ever dream of. Leone did a good job at the end, just kind of making close to there, getting those 2 frags, but just not going to be enough in the end. And now Winthrop starting off very strong.
Very strong indeed. And this should be another solid round for them here. It's going to be tough for the Mountaineers to try to pull a Thrifty out. Kind of just holding this long angle. Winthrop playing very slow. Mountaineers not really too much pressure over here. And he's on one over the Guardians and an insane shot onto Leone. And that's going to be full side control here for Winthrop. Be very tough for this scenario. Moves, does find one of the Dinxx. Dinxx got him very low, but this was not going to be enough. And now back into another 5v2 here for Winthrop. A scenario they were very familiar with last round. And it did end in their favor. So here for the Mountaineers, looking to just maybe get a couple rifles out of the hands of Winthrop. Don't think you're really in the business to win this round as of now.
No. Certainly not in the business of winning this round. On the Mountaineers know that they are going to try and look for some exits, kind of swing the economy back a little bit more in their favor, although it could be a kill there on a Governor as Guck takes him out with the Classics. That's going to be one gun in the hand of the Mountaineers, and that looks like they are just going to book it, try and save that Guardian and their lives. Oh, actually, never mind. Just throwing the Guardian out. Now just try and take out more guns out of the hands of these Winthrop players. SCG does have the information, or does he? And he's going to get taken by Excite as well. Guck tries to get out and grab that gun, but it's going to be taken out. Excite gets another one. Infiltrator falls, and now the Mountaineers do a lot of damage to this Winthrop economy. Excite's going to smartly die to the spiked explosion, and now just going to be 2 guns saved for the side of Winthrop.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of best case scenario there for the Mountaineers, even, on the round loss. That is, 3 guns out of the hands. The economy now taking a big tank there. And we saw there, just the classic 1v1s just coming through for the Mountaineers. Kind of a pistol round of their own on the second round. But now, full rifles here for the Mountaineers, looking to maybe finally take the first round here on bind.
And it's so drastically swung the odds on this round, because you look at the guns from Winthrop, an Outlaw Phantom, and that's going to be it. Some upgraded pistols, and Mountaineers now a heavy favorite to take home this round 3. When if you don't get those kills at the end of that round, maybe it's not such like that, and NACE is going to open it up. Infiltrator goes down.
Very solid opening there. Hopefully they were able to from 5v4 here. Dinxx, nice swing on a Governor. Even with the tether is not going to matter, and that is now a 5v3 conversion rate, just climbing higher and higher for this Mountaineer roster. Winthrop is slowly playing up, not looking to initiate on a site just yet. Bad timing there for Fair.
Down B.
XC will take him down. And if you're Winthrop here, I don't know what you're necessarily going to do. You have a singular outlaw to your name. Moobs has a classic, most likely a headhunter as well. A nice shot there from Leone. Taking down SCG through the wall. And now a possible flawless going to come through, but no, Moobs has the head of the Viper. And now making this. Oh my goodness, Moobs finding another one onto Guck. Cannot get the gun though. Door's going to lock in his face. And 10 health has somehow gotten Moobs 2 kills here with this headhunter.
It's just pretty much payback for last round. The Mountaineers in the 2v5 were able to find some weapons. Look like Moobs just going to drop that Outlaw in the teleporter. Does up a Phantom to his name now. But yeah, it's pretty much just the polar opposite of what happened last round with the Mountaineers. Able to take some guns out of the hands of Winthrop towards the end of that round at a 2v5, and now Moobs is going to do the exact same. So Mountaineers look like they're maybe going to get out of that one unscathed, but a couple of good headhunter shots from Moobs. Now it's going to be the Mountaineers with a little bit of an awkward buy. It's going to be on light shields. Everyone else fully kitted, as Winthrop is as well.
Yeah, and that is once again, similar how the Mountaineers ended round 2, a solid round ending for Winthrop there. Just getting some rifles out of the hands, but the Mountaineers are able to restack their economy. Ace7 not with a single dime left in his pocket, but still with light armor and a rifle. Flat broke. Making it work though. Mountaineers taking a bit more of an aggressive standpoint this round, it seems. We saw that swing from Dinxx earlier on the long, which ended up taking down Governor. Which kind of set up the round victory there. Mountaineers now able to back a bit further onto this B side. Bit of a split attack coming in from Winthrop though. It's looking like they're going to elect to walk up A short here.
Catch them. I thought you're trying to.
Something here. Big pick up there for unknown sight, and now another solid initiation here for the Mountaineers. Winthrop, though, a lot of smokes on site. Seers have come through. Infiltrator, oh my goodness, Excite whiffing a little bit there onto Infiltrator. The refrag gonna come in from Guk.
Hero's gonna
Not what
have
you
a
wanna
field
see.
day with that.
Yeah, that's gonna
Oh
be everywhere.
no.
The Mountaineers now putting a lot of pressure here onto Fair. But a big sight hold coming in from Winthrop. The angles are down, the swings now. All 4 Mountaineer players just rolling out. Molotov trying to hold a little bit of distance here. Leone gets one, gets traded out immediately though. Move's gonna go down over on Showers, and the swings are too much for Winthrop to handle. And the Mountaineers even the score. What a beautiful sight retake.
Early on, really good returns here from the Mountaineers. 2 things I noticed immediately. Converting the 5v4s. They did not do
Yes.
it. Literally 0% on Pearl. They've already been doing it in the last 2 rounds. And A77 had 6 kills in the entire map last time these two teams played on Bind. Already has 5 here. So really, really good start for the Mountaineers. I can see why I wanted to go back to this map, run back to the exact same comp. But now it's going to be Moobs and Op, and then some friends along with them.
Yeah,
Sheriff,
just
Stingers.
some 2018 LeBron here from Moobs
Yeah.
with this operator. I mean, I
That's
don't
a
know.
perfect name for this buy loadout. And where is the Op going to go? Looks like it's just over towards mid right now.
Infiltrator just getting active with the Sheriff over on Showers. I mean, this is some heroics coming through, but Guk's gonna shut that down before it can go anywhere. Taking down both of the Phantom.
And now it's just so confused as to why you invest so much with the operator here with nothing to back it up. Already down in a 5v3 now. Our Winthrop. Fair's gonna try and find something over here towards Showers, but just gets swung. Dinxx taken out, and now a 5v2. Is Moobs gonna try and get out of here? What's the plan here now for Winthrop?
Well, bomb is down in Showers. STG has got to try to walk up. He has been spotted though. Only a stinger to his name. I don't know if he actually knows that the player is sitting right, tucked in the corner is gonna be Guk. 1 flash, 1 dog to work with here. So that's a bit of utility to try to maybe get something, but only teammate left is gonna be Moobs, and
One enemy
he's
remaining.
nowhere really close to help at all. And STG is just gonna go down immediately, and now it is all up to LeBron on the
30
roster here.
seconds left.
Moves this operator. I don't think he's going to try to really do too much with it. I mean, you know, you got to keep this thing alive. If not, this round was all for naught. The Mountaineers now taking a 3-round win streak.
Moobs losing the stop as well if he does get caught out here, but it doesn't really look like the Mountaineers are too keen on
10
chasing him.
seconds left.
Would be absolutely disastrous. Just a nightmare round, but if he is able to survive with this, because they invested so little with the other players, it's not going to be a huge deal, but looks like Moobs is going to be just fine at getting out of this round with the operator in hand. So not a complete disaster for
Stay in
Winthrop,
range
but
of my
obviously the
stim
plan did not
Hold
work
them
out the way
down.
that they had hoped. But now, rifles in the hands of everyone else. It's going to be much more support for that operator. Mountaineers 2 have 3 ults on the board, though, already. 3 highly impactful ults as well. So interested to see how Winthrop plays. It's looking it's going to be more of a B stack this time. They really just had a lot of success on this round with kind of just like the full rush, but it's been more of a patience after that. It looks like that has benefited the Mountaineers in these past few rounds.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see with this full rifle round here from Winthrop what the plan might be. Once again, we're already this heavy deep push this time coming in.
Scout destroyed.
Leone is going to take that dog down. We're going to have a humongous garden attack possibly coming in here. Leone and this is one of the only 2 Mountaineers left here on B. The rest of them are going to catch wind. No, and they are on the rotate. So if they are able to hold off for reinforcements here, and Winthrop's going to play super duper slow, really try to get a rotate through the back. I don't know the exact strategy here. They're playing very slow into gardens. Your ultimate is online though. The only ultimate from Winthrop here. Brimstone.
Maybe a TP play is going to come in from Winthrop, but it's me, Dinxx, on the flank here. Gets one.
Huge play there from Dinxx, taking out 2 aces and getting another one. And now once again the Mountaineers, they man advantage. Only 2 players just stuck cowering over in gardens, and SCG takes down 1. 30 health here from him though. Gonna get a little bit of a top up. Fair walking up slowly on a site. That's site control now for Winthrop. So the angles are
30
gonna be in their
seconds
favor
left.
here, but Mountaineers man advantage still. Slowly walking through the smoke. This could be a crazy play here from Fair. If he's able to get it. The last player alive. Got to take down SCG. The flank coming through. Does he have it in him? Gets one. Can he get a second one? Yes, he can. But no, the window player, Dinxx, takes him out. And the Mountaineers winning their 4th in a row there. I love that play from Fair, but just can't get all 4.
Dinxx picks up the op. Where are the Mountaineers going to send this? Winthrop going to take an early timeout here. Only after round 6, Winthrop already taking their first time out. Mountaineers string together 4 straight round victories. A77 top of the leaderboard right now. A really good bounce back from him after a very poor performance last Sunday. So Mountaineers looking really strong so far. And, Infiltrator already, does have the most kills on his team, but has been at least mildly limited so far in this game. So maybe contribute some of the Mountaineers' success to that. But it really just kind of has been a team effort. Dinxx with a really well-timed flank on the last round, picking up 3. And the Mountaineers just everything's just kind of been breaking their way. They've won all 4 rounds where they get the first pick, which I still can't believe the stat from pregame. 0% win rate on rounds where where you get that first pick when these teams played on Pearl on Sunday. So really great improvement. So far, Mountaineers looking very, very strong, and now it's going to be Winthrop with a bit of a pickle financially in their hands as well, which is something that they pretty much never had to deal with at all when these 2 teams played last week. They always had plenty of bank left over. Moves is going to once again kind of commit with a more heavy buy, with the rest of the team just kind of playing actually upgraded pistols, maybe a stinger. Interesting.
I don't
really
know.
Interesting.
I don't know how I think I like it a little bit more when it's a Vandal instead of an op, because I think it's a little more universal. If moves go down, they can pick it up a little bit easier and just kind of use that to their advantage. We might see a humongous Viper Pit coming in now from the side. Basis head. It's going to kind of shut down any B push that might try to come through, but it's looking like Winthrop, I don't know if they've caught wind just yet, because they are walking up on a TP trying to go to hookah. Prowler will come out as well. And a nice shot from Leone. Can't take to the Brimstone. Fair's going to take him out with the Sheriff. But still a solid trade nonetheless. But now full B control possibly coming in here. Viper's Pit is still up though, so every is still lurking. You might see a flank come through, but it's only really active over on Garden. Plan has not gone down just yet. They're actually also over on A side. It's going to be Move walking up, but Dinxx taking him out very swiftly. And for some reason, Winthrop has now gone from complete side control to a little bit of nothing. And side takes down Fair, trying to hold off the retreat.
30
and
seconds
once again,
left.
Winthrop, even after the timeout here, not correlating all too well. The wallbangs do land some shots, but I don't know if it's going to get enough. SAJ comes down with a stinger.
Last player
Will Greg get the best
standing.
of him? No. Nice headshot there. Mason had to take him down, but now a 3v1 here for WVU. It's all up to Infiltrator.
10 seconds left.
Spike is down, it's just too far away. Duck gets that nice time and Infiltrator falls. The Mountaineers, a team ace there, picking up their 5th round. Dinxx finding some value with the op. His Move just kind of walked around ace side and then got headshot with an operator. So
Yeah.
not the best round for him to invest heavily in that rifle, but
No.
it is going to be fine right now. And I guess this kind of was always the plan. If you're Winthrop, we're going to have Moves invest this round, with the rest of kind of buying auxiliary stuff, because he does have his ult available. So that is kind of a free $5,000 there. And now Winthrop does have the gear to support him. But A77's not going to pick up the op.
You want to
Playing
play?
over
Let's play.
Towards
Yeah, I
B
mean-
short.
Iceman already having one more kill than he has last time. This map was being played.
Face your fear!
This is very dangerous.
Oh, and they don't know he's there.
Spike planted.
Big plan there from Governor.
Bring them down.
Beautiful sight take there. Excite does
Excite.
take down Infiltrator, though. That is a humongous pick from Excite. Once again, getting the Mountaineers man advantage. West Virginia looking to capitalize on this as well. Fair. I don't know if he swings this. Oh no, the flash does not go their way. Excite takes down 2. Relay all comes in from Dinxx. A little bit of intel. Not much you can do there if you're Governor. And now once
He's
again,
on
it's
for the
all
ace.
moves.
He's on for the ace.
No! Gotta get the win at the end of the day, but a beautiful take there by Excite. Even if not the ace, 4 kills is just amazing.
We saw Dinxx the ultimate and the dash to get the information, and then the util comes through from Excite to pick up that 4th kill. It looked like Winthrop kind of flashed themselves. They
did, yeah.
As they peeked into showers, and Excite was able to capitalize. Now, I mean, if you're Winthrop here, it's going to be another weird buy. It seems like they never just have 5 rifles. It's either one guy with the rifle and the rest with stingers, or 4 guys with the rifles and one with stinger.
I don't know. The synergy there on the loadouts has definitely not, like you said, not really been prevalent much.
And now the Mountaineers continue to switch the hands of the op. Moves, so takes out immediately. Dinxx falls. The op's going to be on the ground. Moops just get tagged up through that wall. And Leone finds 3. A77 finds another. And the Mountaineers are rolling right now.
Yeah, beautiful play there by Leone. And just completely stopping anything from Winthrop. Excite cleans it up at the end. And I mean, the Mountaineers are rolling right now.
Absolutely. The op's going to get picked back up. Back on the hands of Dinxx. He's going to head it back over towards B site this round. The Mountaineers are just getting whatever they want right now. And once again, it's just round after round, these really weird buys from Winthrop. I'm shocked we haven't seen just like a full stop save to guarantee, you know, a 5 rifles, 5 heavy shields, all the util that you can need type of round, but it's just hasn't really been the game plan so far for them. And needless to say, it hasn't worked out. 7 rounds now, 1 in a row for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, like you said, Moves looking to go with that Vandal once again. Just by himself on long. Governor does take down Governor. Very easy to take in for Winthrop, and now the ults are going to be dumped in. Leone's going to take down Moves. That's the one rifle that was in the hands of Winthrop, and now the flood on the site is not going to go their way. The flank's going to come in as well, and now Winthrop is completely surrounded. Here in Hookah, the Hinder is going to come in. It's still a 3v3 with a gun advantage going away at WVU. Excite blinded, still somehow getting the kill. Taking down the Molly. Leone takes down Fair in Hookah as well. Beautiful shots there. Leone very, very low, but this is still a 2v1 and very winnable here if you're Governor. Spike hasn't picked up. Stun comes through. Mountaineers are also a bit apart from each other here. Leone smartly just kind of backing up. Dinxx taking the angle on site through window here with this operator. Not a lot of utility for him, and we're going to see Leone probably just try to rotate all the way around. No, electing actually just to sit over on shower, maybe waiting for the TP. There will be no TP as Governor's already walked up. Dinxx could have had the angle there. Oh, he's going to miss the first shot. Get the dash out. They have the information now. They know exactly where he is, and
he still has to get the plant down,
10
though.
seconds left.
So I believe Dinxx is going to play a bit of time here. But Governor is able to get on site and get the plant, and now get a gun, most importantly.
That shot from Dinxx, just a few inches off, but now it's going to be Governor in a really good position now. Has sight, has a weapon in hand. Leone, 1 HP maybe.
The possible distraction coming in from Leone, but Dinxx just doesn't have the timing, and Leone ends up just going down for free here. And now Dinxx forced to walk up with the shorty. Gets 2 shots, not gonna be enough. Dinxx, can you get it to half? No, somehow Governor comes through, and that is just not a round you can lose if you're the Mountaineers there.
Absolutely
Wow.
not. It all just kind of came down to that one shot from Dinxx that just kind of went awry, and that's kind of how it is sometimes with the operator. It really is just kind of make or break. Sometimes you live by the op, you die by the op, and that's when the Mountaineers not able to convert. As Governor's going to stop the bleeding for now. For Winthrop gets their first win in the last 8 rounds. Mountaineers still in a really good position to end out this half strong. Plenty of creds. Another op going to be back in the hands of Dinxx, but now Winthrop showing some more signs of life. And the op is down.
Going down early here. Operator now out of the hands of the Mountaineers, and Leone almost getting a very nice wide swing there. Bird is not connecting the flash. And just gonna choose the TP back. But now the Mountaineers did have that disadvantage, but Gug's gonna even the score out once again. Moves going down by himself for multiple rounds in a row here. A lot of ultimates though. Or actually just the one here in the hands.
Where
of
are
Winthrop. One of that, we're gonna see it here. The combat team gonna come in and get this pusher rolling. Excite taking a lot of damage backside. Governor trying to get this plant down. Stopped by the Molly though. Hits a lot of damage in the process. This Molly is cooking with gas right now, and Gus gonna finish him off. Two Winthrop players. Leone with the flank as well, taking down STG. And now the push that looked so good at the beginning is falling apart. Infiltrator goes down. Fear follows next. And what a defense by West Virginia.
Last round in the half.
Absolutely. Another thing I mentioned, one of the positives from last week have been these splash plays. I think that's every Mountaineer has had a round in this first half where they got 3 or more kills.
Yeah.
Guck has had an A77 had one pretty early. Dinxx had that one really good flank. Leone's had a couple. Excite's had a couple. It's just kind of been all around. All these players are managing to take a step up and hit some of those really crucial shots. And maybe that's the biggest reason the Mountaineers find themselves up 8-3. It's going to be an awkward bye here as well for Cumberland. Sheriff, Stingers, one Vandal, and an Infiltrator. He is very dangerous with that gun, though. You cannot take this lightly.
Don't miss it.
Oh,
Excite falls.
big stuns coming through there. Excite goes down. Leone goes down. The Sheriffs
Last
are
player
working
standing.
very well right now. And the flank comes through as the operator down. And this is going to be a humongous thrifty for Winthrop, something they have very desperately needed. Maybe we'll close out this last round and a half. Finishing out
flawless
8-4.
thrifty as well.
Flawless thrifty. Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
At the very least, none of those guns that the Mountaineers lost will matter. As the half will flip over as Mountaineers going to head now towards their attacking side. Winthrop going to need to find something here. They have been good at the start and the end of that first half, but that middle chunk is a whole lot of red for the Mountaineers. And now, what is the plan now with the Mountaineers? You have to find a way to get this map home. We talked about how Corrode, maybe their best map, but save till map 3. They're going to have to win one of these next two to guarantee and make it to that decider on Corrode. So now you have such a good opportunity. Just need 5 rounds here in the second half. They've looked so strong so far. I'm interested to see how Winthrop will handle this and see if the Mountaineers can take home their first pistol round of this match.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very influential pistol round for both these teams here. I think the Mountaineers are able to take this. I don't see them losing the series, in all honesty. This is going to be a huge 1v1 here. Dinxx going to come out on top as well. Infiltrator still sitting in gardens, and what a shot from him. Even to the score once again here. There's a 4v4. Such an important pistol round here, and the Mountaineers are going to be throwing themselves over onto this A site. Infiltrator in the back, getting a little bit of spray coming through. Governor, the nice swing out from Lambs, but the shots just don't land. Infiltrator somehow gets 3, make it 4.
Infiltrator.
And wow, I mean, that's what you want to see out of your Yoru, I'll tell you that.
That can, and it can so quickly turn the tide to this game. They're going to give Infiltrator the defuse as well. Already 5 out of 8 out after a pistol round. So close to that Euro is going to be so quick to get. And that really kind of can be a spark for a team that has bad half is, you know, your superstar player coming out, finding 4 on pistol round. Now he's going to have the outlaw in hands as well. Gotta think he's going to get pretty aggressive with this. I'd like to see. Now West Virginia, I understand you're up 8-3, you're feeling good, but this game could turn in a heartbeat with how good this Winthrop roster is. You still do not really have any room for error right now if you're the Mountaineers, and if Infiltrator is going to start to heat up, that can spell disaster very quickly.
Indeed it could, and this is just not the scenario you want to be in here. Pistol round down, a thrifty could go a long way here. Dinxx just getting active, nobody sadly in Lamps to feel the wrath of the shorty. Leone is going to be able to plant down, and Fair caught lacking. 2 shorty shots do not do enough to put him down. He'll be healed right back up.
Here.
Fair getting out somehow there with his life.
Getting the spike down with all 5 players, though.
If you're going to win a
taking a
50.
very defensive setup right now, maybe trying to play for time, play for lineups. They do have 2 mollies with that Viper and the Brimstone. And I really kind of agree with it.
Huge take out there by Dinxx. Move's going to go down. That's the Judge. The only real threat they were able to really come through on. Winthrop.
Oh, this could be huge.
Oh, the
It's
Dinxx!
massive.
Judge comes through, picks up 2. SCG and Infiltrator find 2 more, though. But I don't think they're going to have the time regardless. Even with the heroics of Infiltrator.
Last player standing.
Make it 3 for him. The Judge actually could come through. No, Dinxx out of the spike. It's okay, though.
Goodness.
What a thrifty from the Mountaineers. That is huge
No doubt
for their
about
economy.
It is certainly huge. Infiltrator was still able to get 3 somehow. He couldn't have his ult already. It is just round 3. So, I mean, he's already gotten, 7 kills on attack in these first 2 rounds. Almost tripling his kills from that from that attacking half from them. But, I mean, West Virginia, such a good job able to get that down. Played super passively. Got a 5v5 post plant. And, I mean, with Brim Molly, Viper Molly, Teo Util, I mean, there's just so much stuff to kind of deny that diffuse. So, really well played by the Mountaineers. And Dinxx kind of took it into his own hands there at the end, picking that judge off the ground. Infiltrator falls as well. This is a huge opening here for the Mountaineers.
I believe that was an operator in the hands of Infiltrator as well. Gets the leg shot there, and it's just going to be healed right back up. And that is a humongous loss here.
It's an outlaw.
It's an outlaw, never mind. I thought it might have been an operator. I don't know how they afforded that, but hey. Rubus is going to go down and get the trade, though, at the very least. And Leone now kind of on by himself. Not going to matter, though. Going to get one spread it out by his fellow Sky. But now a 3v2 here for the Mountaineers.
Oh, and there's
Sky
the
controls
flank.
theirs.
The flank coming up along right now. The Mountaineers have to be careful.
Oh, no.
Last player standing.
The timing is perfect. Governor gets 2. And now it's all up to 8-7. Nice headshot there. STG, he knows he's in one of 2 locations. So important for both teams, and somehow STG comes out with the Spectre.
Make it easier for you.
Oh no, back-to-back thrifties. One apiece for each team. And now West Virginia, who thought they might have had a bit of a streak going, just get absolutely shut down by a humongous flank from Infiltrator. Wow. Actually, not from Infiltrator's Governor.
What a round. The Mountaineers looked so strong. Able to find that first pick. Took the only real big gun out of the hands of Winthrop. Infiltrator and the Outlaw both fall early and just not able to capitalize. The 1v2, 877, a valiant effort, but it's not enough in the end. Now it's going to be Sheriff's a Bucky for Dinxx. I'm looking to see if he gets active here as he did just a few rounds ago, trying to get the lamps early. Looks like it's going to be a shower push over here right now. Earlier, just nothing too aggressive quite yet for this Mountaineer team. Obviously, with the Sheriffs, you do have that one-shot, one-kill potential, so these rounds still very winnable with players as skilled as this.
Portal closed. Cutting through.
Well, it's like Infiltrator just going to choose to walk back here. Big shot onto Dinxx, taking down his first. And now just slowly walking back. Mountaineer trying to shut out the sight line with the Viper wall. Good shots there by Excite, though, taking on the Outlaw. Doing the score back up once again, and the duel far away. He's not going to probably go his way. 20 health for him, fair to pick up Leone. Now Winthrop back on the side here. SCJ is taking out Excite, and now it's all up to Guck. 50 health for him, just sitting in the back with this Bucky. Not going to do enough. SCJ takes him out to the wall, and now Winthrop starting to march a little bit here. Only 2 rounds. They've been tying this thing up.
Certainly have. Mountaineers reinvesting with rifles here. Actually, the timeout's going to come in as well. So the Mountaineers take their first timeout of this game 1. After that round 16 loss, 9-7. Winthrop crawling back slowly but surely. You had to think that this was not going to be like, oh, the Mountaineers won 13-4. Like, that was pretty much never a possibility. Winthrop, too good of a team for that. Infiltrator has come alive so far on their defensive half. 12-12 right now. But the Mountaineers now still have looked very impressive so far, but it's just kind of been these last few rounds. A lot of the early kind of fights have really not gone their way. The Winthrop's been able to kind of put themselves in a lot of 5v2, 4v2 situations so far on the Mountaineers attacking side. So that's where the Mountaineers are going to have to kind of find a way to improve once again, as they were able to during that last half. But still in a good position here to kind of find a way to take home this map win. But obviously still 4 more rounds to win. Winthrop hot on their tails once again. So do have the Sky ult here. Your ult available for Infiltrator, however. So what is going to kind of have to happen here for the Mountaineers?
Yeah, it's a good question indeed. And I mean, the rifle rounds were working, so getting into those, those middle rounds here, the Mountaineers look so strong earlier on. They can just kind of keep that motto up and just keep this lead at least just a little bit. That'll be huge for them. 2 rounds can do a lot for you. Infiltrator, or sorry, his move is just kind of tucking over on TV right now.
got your
Not
trail.
able to do anything. Sky ult will come out though. here from Leone, and the infiltration coming in. Excite taking down moves. Infiltrator, the Euro Flash.
One enemy remaining.
Does come through, and Leone takes out another one. Excite gets another one as well, and now it's all up to Fair. What a beautiful sight take coming in, and that is just gonna be. I mean, that's a 10-7 right here. This is huge.
Can they get out with their guns? We saw them in a round like this in just that last half in a 5v1, but they still were not able to walk out with all their equipment still attached to them, and now it's going to be Fair trying to do his best to take as many guns out of the hand of these Mountaineers players, but you got to think if they can make it out of here with a flawless, so much momentum heading in to this final stretch of map 1.
Fair just looking to maybe try to keep this Vandal. But like you said, we have seen before where the Mountaineers get a little bit maybe too aggressive and end up losing a lot of guns.
Do they know?
I don't know.
Looks like they know. The ping comes through, and they're just really set on holding an entrance into A. All 5 Mountaineers are here stacking in CT spawn. Bomb
Fair's
will
just
go
gonna
off.
chill.
They are fine to chill. They are fine to take their weapons. Maybe learning from what happened in the first half in that 5v1. So now the Mountaineers, all 5 rifles making out of that round, and now they're going to be able to kind of stack some creds here, save a couple so they can kind of afford to, you know, lose a round and still have enough to kind of re-equip fully. But now it's going to be Infiltrator picking up the Operator. We saw it with moves in the first half. It's going to go back over to Infiltrator and actually going to Fair, interestingly enough, on the Brimstone. So
Missile deployed.
these next few rounds are going to be so crucial for Winthrop. Cannot afford to let the Mountaineers get to 11 or 12 here with how much money they have left over.
No, not at all. This would be a huge round for them to win. Oh my goodness, Dinxx, what a flick on a moves. Infiltrator does take down A7, making this a 4v4 once again. The Mountaineers are looking to take control of this A side. Excite. We'll get this plan down.
Be right back.
The retake from Winthrop. Be huge here. A nice guy flash getting active and getting outside with the Operator from Fair. We'll take down Dinxx. A 2v3 now. Duck and Excite, the duo. Do they have the heroics in them to take this 11-7 lead? Governor faked in a fuse. Bit of a flank coming in from
Have to be
SCG. Might
careful
catch
here.
Duck offline, and it will.
My ult's ready.
And now it's all up to Excite, who's just tucking over on Lance. I don't think he can really do too much in this scenario. Nice headshot there onto SCG, but it's just not going to do enough. And now a very, very big round win for Winthrop here the rifle.
Certainly a needed round there for Winthrop. Aren't able to save a ton of weapons, but obviously the Operator, the main ordeal there, does make it out of the rounds. Go back and hands an Infiltrator now. Fair did a good job. Good work with it up in heaven. Taking out one and then living to tell the tale. Really important right now for Winthrop. But West Virginia,
Show
because the
yourself
Clown Floss
you
had 2
can.
rounds ago, still able to kind of get everything stacked back up, loaded back in the bank. Dinxx and Excite both have their ult at the ready. Over them in a map 1 victory.
Toxin screen down.
Yeah, Mountaineers are lucky enough to even, have some rifles here at the very, very least. So their odds in this round are a little bit higher. The head tap comes in on the Brimstone, but it won't do enough. Probably will be healed right back up by Sky. From both sides here. Ultimate is online here for Dinxx as well. We saw him get some good value with it earlier. Excite, same from him. Mountaineers just walking up slowly through hookah, but they do have a Governor waiting for their arrival, and the headshot comes through from Leone, or onto Leone.
Go ahead.
Dinxx evening it up on SCG. They know exactly where Governor is, but Infiltrator has the Operator lined up on the sides of window.
Last player standing.
But an insane turn of events here for the Mountaineers, taking down 3, making this a 3v1. It's all up to Fair. He's sitting back sight.
Ammunition.
Gonna try to lurk off in the smoke. I don't know if the Mountaineers know that he's actually on site as of
30
now.
seconds left.
Looking like he might
The
just have
TP.
kill and run, which he will.
He's going to try and
I mean, actually,
maybe
if
make
I
it
catch
toward
up-
A side in time to maybe catch one rotating,
Yeah.
but the Molly comes through, and now he's going to be forced to kind of funnel back into heaven.
Spike
And the
planted.
Mountaineers know that.
They can only really be in one position here. They're going to hear the drop most likely as well.
Taken down.
Great game sense there to get the pick onto Guck. I don't know if he's going to clear his left side, though. He's just expecting the showers push, and it's not going to be there. Excite in a bit of an odd spot.
You got to check
it'll
your
work out.
corners. Got it, the corners down 101. Sight gets away with one there in the little sneaky spot. Finds the final kill. Now the Mountaineers able to get to 11. Still fully equipped from the side of the Mountaineers. Going to be a couple of pistols on the side of here of Winthrop. Going to see if those get upgraded to maybe Sheriffs or something. Maybe a Stinger. Stinger's going to go in the hands of STG. 2 ults still available here and 2 ults spent there by the Mountaineers. Both Dinxx and Excite. The 2 ults mentioned in the pre-round get used there to great effect. And the Mountaineers now 2 rounds away from an upset.
Yeah, I mean, Mountaineers did pick Vine for a reason here, and it's looking like this was the exact reason. They were confident going into this. It's paying off so far. The flashes come through. Dinxx take down 1. Can't get the second one somehow. Down to 1 health due to the decay. Leone doesn't get the heal up, though. And that is a humongous pick to intro into this.
And that's an ult off the board for Winthrop as well.
Sky Flash comes in. Excite takes down 1, but somehow Winthrop, oh my goodness, taking the entire Mountaineer roster now all up to Excite. Gets pick on the Infiltrator. We might see another flank coming in. Moobs only with a classic though, hoping to maybe find a gun along his path. Excite looking to take this into match point.
He does have the spike, so all options are available to him.
Debated doing the rotate. Let them just go back onto B.
The timing from Long, the headhunter from Moves finds him. 11-9 now. Winthrop once again down but not out. Now the Mountaineers are going to be off in their first kind of sticky bye for a couple of rounds now. The kills in this game have come in waves. The scoreboard is getting lit up with 4 or 5 kills at a time, and the round before, the Mountaineers were the ones on top, and this time it's going to be Winthrop. Sheriffs in hands, Mountaineers still just 2 rounds away, but Winthrop is lurking. 5 ults available for Winthrop.
Classic play. Oh my goodness, Infiltrator getting a collateral over on Showers. No trade to be found. A huge introduction here. Winthrop also with 5 ultimates online. This is not looking good for the Mountaineers as of right now. They have got to try to take a couple of rifles down with them. Slow walk up through Showers now. The one-tap headshot potential is there. Just gotta find the timing, gotta find the shot. Smokes from Guck.
Launching smoke.
Coming out here soon. Turns a nice angle there. There's a nice little bit of a molly down, and the spray from the Phantom comes through as well. The Mountaineers just take out at least maybe 1, maybe 2 here. Fair's gonna get the one on Guck. Like on his lonesome, the shorty from Infiltrator does the job. And a beautiful flawless there from Winthrop. 5 ultimates still online. Economy still doing very, very well. And a much needed timeout here from Sherms. Mountaineers still up around, but not in a great scenario.
Not in a great scenario at all. They are going to be able to scrap together by here. The super filled around, but I mean, Winthrop just completely turned the tables, and as you said, they won that round. They had 5 ults going into it, didn't need to use a single ult, still have all 5 at their disposal here. And you got to think, I mean, they just need to win 3 more rounds. I mean, if they can space out these ults correctly, we see that the Fatal and the Euro go really well together. We've seen that combo used a couple of times in these first 2 weeks in NACE play, so wouldn't be surprised if we saw that come out. The Mountaineers do have that Viper's Pit, such a high impact ult, but that's gonna be it for now. What is the adjustment that needs to come now from this Mountaineer team to kind of stop the bleeding? It's just kind of been a tale of 2 halves so far for both of these teams.
Yeah, it has. I mean, this has been back and forth from both sides. Mountaineers got so streaky earlier. They were up, what, 8-3? Or yeah, 8-4. Yeah, 8-3 at one point. But now 11-10 here on the second half. Mountaineers in a bad spot economically, a bad spot ultimate-wise. I mean, this is just, even with that 1 round, cushion, it's just...
Before the timeout, they had rifles. They call it timeout, and now they're kind of downgrading towards Stingers, Buckies, and a Bulldog. So there is a plan here from the Mountaineers.
If it works, it'll put him on match point. Ultimate will come out here from Noobs, I believe. I think he had his ultimate.
Grenade is live.
Good operator for the overall ball here. We go. Dinxx getting super active on point with his Bucky. Looking to do something, but Winthrop is kind of choosing to back up a little bit.
Down B.
Bit of a shotgun battle here through smoke. Okay, no, Infiltrator's gonna win it. Dinxx gonna go down, moves to get another one out with him. And the strat not seeming to go the way of the Mountaineers here.
One enemy remaining.
Sprays come through, and it's just clean house for Winthrop.
Teleport's ready. Out of charge.
A big round there for them.
It seems these
I think it was
strangers
an
won't be dead.
attempt to get a bit of a soul rate on Winthrop. They knew they had 5 ults available. I think their thought process was Winthrop is going to think that we're going to full buy. We're not going to full buy. We're going to bait Winthrop into using their ults, and then we're still going to have enough money to buy next round. That's, I'm assuming, what the game plan was there from the Mountaineers, to try and get out as many ults as possible while not spending, 3,900 credits on a rifle and a heavy shield. And now they did get were able to get 2 Winthrop ultimates out, and now they are going to be fully equipped here. Still, though, just the one Viper spit from the side of the Mountaineers. And that Fade Yoru combination that we've seen too many times. Available here for Winthrop.
Yeah, this is a do or die scenario for both these teams here. Most likely going to be the deciding factor here in this matchup, especially with the Mountaineers with this economy. If they lose this, they are back on a save. If Winthrop loses it, they're still able to buy rifles. It's 9.5 kilometer streak here for both these rounds. Excite one off his ult, Leone one off his. Ace7 with his online, Dinxx only 2 off. The Mountaineers with a possible good ult economy here. The shots will land over on the moves. He's going to get out just in the nick of time. That could have been a
4
humongous
players
pick.
on B for Winthrop.
Yeah, just heavily stacking B here. They kind of know the Mountaineers have really...
Mountaineers looking backing up, but it's going to be a full push out here. Wow. Infiltrator SCG take out 2. What a play from Winthrop.
Yeah, Governor popped over on a shore and a humongous ult now going in from him. Mountaineers should have good side control, but not a lot of help along the 3. And Viper's Pit comes through as well. But a very good Brimstone ult to try to delay this plan for as long as possible to allow the rotate to come in from the rest of the team. And that's a very awkward scenario. Governor gets the spray on Ace turn. That is a humongous pick. And oh my god, it's going to take down all 3. Tragedy has struck here on Bind for West Virginia. And now here on match point, they are forced to, well, force. And wow, that is horrible.
The buy is going to be rough. 2 ults on the board with Dinxx. Just got to think they're going to play for an ult torp here to try and get Dinxx that ult and just kind of maybe dump stuff early to try and be able to take a site, get a few picks, pick some guns off the ground. But Winthrop is going to have that ult from Infiltrator. Absolutely coming alive the second half. And obviously, full rifles, full shields for all Winthrop players. Now, I mean, you're going to have to get pretty creative here if you're the Mountaineers.
Very creativity, and this would be highlight worthy if they're able to pull this out another time. We're just gonna have to see here.
There's another.
3 in showers as of now. Molly does deny a little bit of time. Holman's gonna come in here from Teo. Excite has proved that he has been a humongous Teo player here. The 1 rifle in the hand of Mountaineers is gonna take down one of the moves. The operator now in the hands of the one, the only Dinxx, and somehow the Mountaineers gonna go down for 2 bit of upgrades here for the loadouts at the very, very least. Fair's gonna take down Dinxx, and that was the operator. I thought for a second there they might have a possibility, but now it's a 4v2. Winthrop is knocking on the door. Governor takes down Gug, and it's ult to Leone to try to keep Bind up and running. Leone takes down 1, can't do enough.
Defenders win.
And wow.
A Mountaineer collapse after such a strong half, starting off 8-3 before losing final round of that first half, and then just getting purely dominated on their attack inside half. And I mean, Infiltrator, I think he had 4 kills, 5 kills at halftime, just completely came alive. 4 first bloods.
Yeah, I mean, tragedy definitely struck there at the end of the first rounds, just with that thrifty, and then or the first half with the thrifty, and then it was downhill from there.
Absolutely. I mean, just and we talked about how important it was to get to that decided map 3 to get to Corrode, and now it's just, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? We're going to have to go back to Pearl, a map where you just got beat 13-3 by this exact same team earlier this week. But
Yeah.
until then, we're going to send it to a quick break while we get into this map 2, and we'll be right back.
impossible.
Alrighty, jumping back into this. Here we go. Map 2, Pearl. Not a map that went very well last time. Bind, obviously ending there in a rough one.
Rough.
But regardless, Mountaineers got, I believe, was it 2 rounds? How was it?
3 rounds.
3 rounds on Pearl. So Bind looked better. Hopefully Pearl can look the same.
And it looks like it is going to be the exact same comp from the side of the Mountaineers, as well as the exact same comp from Winthrop. So a complete run back from just a few days ago. And, you know, we said it a couple times, that 13-3 win for the Winthrop, looking to build off that and take home the series in a 2-0 sweep with all the momentum. You got to think in the wins of the sales. What's the phrase?
That sounds about right.
The wins in my sales. All the wins in the sales of Winthrop right now.
Yes.
Obviously.
The wind favors Winthrop.
True. Yeah.
The seas are kind to Winthrop, yeah.
They've harnessed the power of the weather, and now they're going to beat the Mountaineers on Pearl.
Odds are yes.
That's what it seems like it's about to happen. The Mountaineers desperately going to need to find some type of change up, some type of, change of pace. Looked so strong for the first 11 rounds of Bind, and then just completely broke apart right in front of your very eyes. And it really just kind of seemed like, because also those first 11 rounds, we mentioned a couple times, the Winthrop buys were just so strange.
Yeah, they were.
With, going with an op and then nothing, and then the rifles and then nothing, and very, very strange. And it looks like kind of once Winthrop stopped doing that, they had a lot more success.
Yeah.
In the latter half of that game. Some of the Mountaineers going to fight all the way back from square one to try and give themselves a right to go back to this deciding map 3 on Corrode, where you got to think they're going to feel comfortable by now. Going to have to go through a bloodbath here on Pearl.
A bloodbath indeed. Very interesting to see. We are going to see, like I said, similar comps on both sides. Infiltrator definitely infiltrated that last game, especially on those pistol rounds. We saw him with the Ghost just
Certainly did.
popping heads like balloons time and time again. So we're going to have to see if they do something similar here on this first round. The Mountaineers have got to start winning pistol rounds if they want a chance. They would have probably won that last series if they had won their pistols at least once.
Don't miss me
When maps are so tight like that, a lot of times just does come down to who won the pistol. Because, it's just such a good momentum builder for the rest of the half, and it really does set the tone for the rest of that game. And that is where Winthrop had the decided edge on bind.
Yeah, it is. It really does come down to those small, minute rounds in the end of it. When you look, when you look back, those thrifties, especially, we saw Winthrop, I believe, get at least one, maybe two thrifties there on bind as well, which really do come back to bite you in the end. Coming in a little bit jiggle peek over here on A main, and just gonna elect to walk it on back over to A with his friend. Fair and Governor holding it down tight. Another rotation from Winthrop. It's also coming in. Mountaineers here. Exploding on a site. Winthrop is only in the backside here to some bullets to the smoke. Nice tether will come in. Excite, getting this plant down once again. Scans
30
are
seconds
dropping,
left.
but Winthrop can't really do much.
Can't do much. Another plant now. It's going to be another 5v5 post plant here, but moves.
Placing sentry.
Catches Leone lacking. Now he's going to be set up with the turret. Sheriff
One enemy
takes the
remaining.
shots, finds Guck as well. Moves taken out too, and now it's going to be just Dinxx on his lonesome in a 1v3. Kennedy's denied plant, the defuse rather. He can't for now.
One enemy remaining.
Oh
It
my
does actually find the headshot on the fair, but it's going to be moves cleaning that up. Three-piece combo for moves on pistol round with the Sheriff, and now it's going to be Winthrop picking up right where they left off, winning pistol round. Start of this map too.
Yeah, I mean, almost an insane play there at the end, but does not come through. And, I mean,
Just too tough of a situation to
it
be
really
in.
was, yeah.
All three players staring down that sight lane. They know exactly where you are. I mean, even being able to take out two there is very impressive there from Dinxx, but almost never going to be able to come out of that with a round win for the Mountaineers, which is disappointing after getting that bomb down so early.
Yeah, it really is. And that was a solid attack there from Mountaineers. That flank, though, coming in. Mountaineers got to really start getting some sort of flank watch coming through. Whether that be a KJ turret or something. Infiltrator takes down two. The numbers advantage does not seem to face him. Finally, the third will prove to be too much. But still, able to take down two Mountaineers. Bit of a gun upgrade here for Guck.
Taking that back.
A 3v4 as well. Nice walk up here, possibly. 7. I don't think they have any clue. Walking over that left side. Well, they do now. Once again, Carvelli gets shot down immediately. SCG swinging out. Finds one. Nice Guardian shot, though. Lands on a Governor. A 3v2 with very solid positioning right now for both these teams.
Last
Singer
player standing.
proved to be too elite in the close range, and SCG now taking this plant. Moves taking down 8-7. That will be another solid win here for Winthrop, mirroring the start there on bind.
Almost an exact mirror, actually. 2-0 round wins. Winthrop to open this up. It's good to just take out two of the guns out of the hands of Winthrop. So looks like they are just. Are they going to bonus? Looks like they are just going to go for a total bonus here. It's going to be a share from the hands of moves. Still plenty of creds left over for next round as the Mountaineers going to invest. We are going to see the first Odin of either map, I believe, so far, in the hands of Leone. He talked about how good he is with it. He's almost ashamed of himself because of how good he is with the Odin. He said that to us a couple weeks ago. So, is that gonna kind of bring a new spark to this Mountaineer team to try and find some success? It's gonna be a split push, pretty default. Side of the Mountaineers is a little bit aggressive here. Winthrop actually with heavy aggression. Towards the flash pops out.
Oh, a
Huge one for
flash.
SCG, two for
Down
SCG.
B.
Beautiful flash from STG, taking out to the Spectre. And that is going to be the entire Mountaineer attack. Just completely shut down before it even really got its chance to get started. Left down to 2.
Last player
Mountaineers
standing.
make it 1. Governor taking down another one. And this is going to be a rough one. Another solid flash coming out. 4v1 here. In the hands of Guck. Clone's not going to fool him. And they're just going to stack all
All in a
along.
line.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Death by firing squad for Guck there at the end. And once again, contrary to last round on our last series on bind, the Mountaineers are not going to take round 3 and instead are going to get down 0-3. And this is just, I mean, this is looking like bind looked in D1.
Pretty much. We might be in to see a repeat here of pretty much exactly how those maps went in the Division 1 map. Winthrop just looks so comfortable right now, like pretty much facing everything with almost no challenge. It just looks like they're kind of just out there having fun as the Mountaineers are kind of struggling to find anything.
Placing swarm
Kind of hold their head up now. It's going to be a Bucky, some Sheriffs, a Marshall in the hands of Excite, but now it's going to be SCG with his hands on the Odin for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough economy here from Mountaineers trying to do anything. Like I said, SCG does have that Odin spam. Looking like a tall task for the Mountaineers, just kind of walking up along, at least with the Marshall in your hands. Another scan going to come through from the KO knife. Marshall a little bit high there as well. The Odin's going to be holding down double doors. That is not something that you want to peek into when you have, you know, a Sheriff. We're going to have to do arc though. Mountaineers trying to get just a little bit of something going. But choosing now, making a lot of noise over, but it's going to rotate back. SCG might be in a very solid spot here to get a lot of kills. Finds the first one of the Leone. The KJ's form also kind of allows him to isolate a 1v1 there as well. Nice waylay movement, but the flash is just going to make Dinxx rotate right back.
Jump swing with the Odin, by the way.
Yeah, that did not work out in favor of Duck. Will take another very nice headshot. Oh, infiltrator though.
Spike down, B.
Someone trying to get active there. Taking down another one now as well. Odin
10 seconds left.
in the hands of Duck, the guy you really wanted to be in the hands of a moves. Shuts it down, and once again, the 4-0 streak here. Thought maybe there at the end of that round, the Mountaineers could have surmounted to something with the upgrade of the Odin, but all for naught.
You have to start thinking now, what's the headspace like for this Mountaineer team? After the disaster second half on Bind, come into Pearl, a map that you just got dog walked on just a few days ago, and you're already down 0 for 4. Is there going to be a bit of a letdown here for the Mountaineers? How much more can they take before their mental just gives up? It's a fair question to ask right now.
It most certainly is. And I mean, it's a question we don't have the answer to. You know, only the IGL can say that. And speaking of the IGL, Leone taking down Infiltrator, who got extremely active over on A main. But now, once again, the A hit coming through. Honestly, so far, I think the A hit has been much more successful for the Mountaineers, even if they have really been ended in these round losses.
They've gotten some plants down, though, for sure. Over
They
on
have.
Taking that back.
Astrol that has actually been used from Guk here, aid in the plant. And now the Mountaineers able to kind of split the site into two. Might see a peek coming through here. Move takes down Leone. The roll comes at the exact perfect time. The timing comes through, but no. Still cannot get it. The res coming on to SPG, so the one pit that was now not counting too much. Governor might try to get a half here.
Can they just
Might
get
try to
all the
stick it.
util?
Covering it.
Install for long enough.
Player standing.
Moves.
No button.
Unfortunately, Excite does get the pick with the ultimate, trying to stall as much time as he possibly could. The Mountaineers trying to use a lot of util there to deny the defuse, but did not work out.
Talk about how confident the Mountaineers seemed at the start, picking binds, picking the same comp, and they played with that confidence in the first half. And then you have a round like that where you don't even have the confidence to hold sight. You're just completely playing back, completely playing for util to just kind of stall the defuse.
Yeah.
And I mean, that might work sometimes, but against a team as good as Winthrop, they know what you're trying to do. It seems like some of the confidence is just gone for this team right now. Maybe justifiably so because of how that map one ended, but it's not how you're gonna. That's not how you're gonna win this match.
No, it is definitely not. Now the Mountaineers in a very tough scenario. Since we'll find that early pick onto Infiltrator. Infiltrator has been so aggressive on these long sight lines so far, and now walking in through Plaza. Mountaineers might like to go to mid doors again, but just with this disadvantage on guns, I don't know if double doors is going to be your method. But a very nice Astral to try to assist in this a little bit, maybe to walk over and rotate through. Dinxx with a nice lucky shot onto moves, and now the movement coming through. Beautiful shot by Dinxx, taking down 2. And it's looking like the Mountaineers are on the verge of their first round win here on Pearl. Governor trying to stop a flawless.
Well, you do
takes
know
down
that
side.
Dinxx is never short on confidence.
No.
That is for sure.
Face your fear!
Ultimate doesn't find too much value there
Take hold.
from Leone, but is trying to confirm this round win because this is extremely necessary
Them down.
in this 4v2. Goes down on the long. Governor takes on Leone. I don't know if they know there's a man tucked back into behind. They do not. Dinxx takes down one. The Swarm eliminates Governor. And that is the first round win in the first Thrifty here on Pearl. But a timeout coming regardless from Terms.
Timeout coming from Cherms after that round one. Gotta think he saw something that he liked and wants to communicate that with his team. The opposite to get picked up here from 877. Interested to see what the plan is with that. Is this attack now hasn't gone great for the Mountaineers so far. Getting that first round one's gonna have to find something here to maybe build some momentum off of. But now you look over to the side of Winthrop, 3 ults now online, all the util in the world. Certainly have enough money to kind of buy whatever they want. So they're still fully equipped here to stop the Mountaineers in the track, which they've been very successful at doing so far on this map. What is going to be the discussion here from Cherms? Is it just to kind of get your team's mind back on the game, back out of the gutter? As we talked about maybe some of the confidence is starting to get sapped from this team, but we saw Dinxx getting aggressive there with the Bucky. Always has enough confidence for that. What is going to kind of be the mentality of this team after this timeout? What's going to be the plan?
I mean, Dinxx really set out that round win there. I mean, just the 2 picks, you know, with the waylay movement, you know, the player on the smoke. Something we've seen him try to really pull off time and time again throughout this, you know, this series, and really just coming out and working so well there in that last round. But now, like you said, this is a humongous round for both these teams right now because this is the first time the Mountaineers, outside of round 3, have really had a good shot at taking it. You know, the gun advantage is about even on both sides. If anything, it's dead even with an operator on both as well. So the question might be, whose op is better, Infiltrators or Ace and Sevens? Same kind of push here from Mountaineers. Bit of a head dink coming in. Actually, no head dink. Thought I saw something. Main.
Oh, saw it too.
I really swear. Maybe not. Leone getting out with no head dink. Slow push up through main. Doesn't really amount to too much. And now choosing just to kind of walk back. Below the minute mark now. It's looking like we are going to see a B hit. I think with the operator here, it's exactly what you want to do. Able to, you know, maybe hold that long angle. Infiltrator is on the other side as well, so you don't really have to deal with that fellow up. You have the advantage here. The Asher Star is going to be very annoying trying to get around, and oh my goodness, the waylay movement almost proving to be deadly there for Dinxx, and not a lot of time for the Mountaineers trying to get on this point and try to take it home. Especially when the ult come through. Infiltrator takes down one. It's going to be Leone, and Dinxx tries to just get active. A nice shot from Ace 7. Try to even the scoreboard just a little bit here. And another assault from Moves.
10 seconds left.
Now all up to the lone operator. Shot doesn't land. Infiltrators does though, and now once again, Winthrop takes it and goes back on top.
And they're going to take the second op as well. Double op set up now for Winthrop. It looked like the plan there for the Mountaineers just kind of hold out, see if you can bait Winthrop into getting over aggressive and finding a pick, but Winthrop didn't take the bait and was just kind of fine with playing back, and then all of a sudden there's 20 seconds on the clock. Winthrop was able to drop the kill throw over on B, and then there's just nothing the Mountaineers can do. So really well played there by Winthrop, not kind of falling into any traps that the Mountaineers are trying to set. A double op setup now. It's really rare you see any of these.
Yeah, and this is going to be deadly, I do believe. Bit of a half buy on the side of West Virginia here with 3 rifles and 2 sheriffs. Kind of walking up through Art here, bit of a scuffle. Shots ringing out through smoke. Nothing's going to land now. Eagle Dump trying to get a little bit of space here, and it does work out in their favor, and a nice KJ ult now coming through. I don't know if Winthrop can try to maybe attack this or just give them the sight. So far, they're... What? kind of baiting out the
Oh my
detain.
goodness,
No
is this
way
gonna
this
work?
works. There's no
this
way
gonna
that
work?
works.
Okay.
Thank you. Leone will check behind him, and Fair goes down. SCG just gets a little too cocky there and walks up. Governor gets a trade, though. And somehow this is actually about dead even. Leone, though, changing that here, making it 3v2. Infiltrator, a very dangerous person to have this ultimate in his hands.
Yeah, but look at how much space he takes just by walking around on site. And his ult. All of them out to back up.
Remaining.
He's gonna have fun on Governor, and now it's just the infiltrator all on his lone side. Does
God.
have that shorty in his hand and gets one.
He has it half as well. This is possible for him.
Last player
Oh my
standing.
goodness, Leone, the shots do not land. The shorty comes through from 7. The heroics from the little guy in the pocket. Beautiful play there, and that was almost.
If Fair got away with
Tragedy.
that,
Yeah, if that would have, I don't know what I would have done.
that would have been probably the worst moment in the history of Western Esports. Probably the worst moment in the history of Western Esports. If Fair got away with getting disabled by the killjoy.
Yeah,
and
that
then
would
just
have been
kind of
crazy.
hung on the edge of the smoke, and everyone walked by him.
I know.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, the shorty comes through in the
Yeah.
end. The little guy, the shorty comes through.
Yeah.
Shout out. All reliable until it's not. When you know hit 2 body shots and they go for 40 damage. But still, 2-round wins for the Mountaineers now. Just trying to claw their way back in here on attack. Ult is available here for Fair. We saw how useful it was earlier in the hands of Guk. Once again, seeing this, art push, just kind of walking up there, taking out the retail, forcing back up once again. Hopefully, we don't see any too shenanigans from Fair,
Gonna fall back
like
here.
we saw earlier. Nice dash here from Dinxx. He's getting onto the dugout. Big plays there, gets one, but is immediately traded out. Trying to take that flash there. Now back to going slow. Leone, good look at this plant off infiltrator. Nice! Somehow able to get off the
30
defuse,
seconds
or
left.
is off the plant,
Spike down A.
and get the trade at the very least. Finding his one. SCG lurking over on Flowers. Governor sitting in dugout. A beautiful crossfire from both these sides. Spike's still gonna go down. We might see
Last player standing.
a
You
huge
gotta be
play.
careful
Oh,
with the
no,
wall bang
Governor.
there.
Wow.
You have to be careful of the wall bang there. It's just such an obvious spot to plant when you know someone's going to be tucked just behind that wall. A misplay there from the Mountaineers. Still would have been a hard round for them to win down 2v3, but
Placing
when you're
swamp
down
grenade.
6-2, some of those rounds you're just going to have to find a way to bring out, and the Mountaineers not able to that time. Winthrop gets a 7 on this first half. Infiltrator's already 11-6. Looks like he has no sign of slowing down at all.
Yeah, no. There's no interest in that here. I mean, we are seeing him. He played very, very well last game as well, but I mean, really here on Pearl, just activated fully, it seems. When the movement comes through, Dinxx trying to do something spicy and dicey, but it's chopped off there. Moves goes down to the Marshal of A7, but gets traded out immediately after by STG.
There.
The KJ diff proving unreliable. Spike in the hands of Guk. 2 ultimates here for Winthrop. I don't know if they'll elect to use both. Maybe the one. We could see a fade ult. A lot of times Governor just kind of pops that whenever he feels like it. And they can get a little bit of intel. They might do it here.
Fake teleport.
2 defenders on both sides. Oh my gosh. Fair might have a really solid bit of timing here, especially when it's just a
Last
classic.
player
Fair gets
standing.
1, Fair gets 2.
Spike down. Defender spawn.
And that is not what you want to see. Now all up the one solo survivor. Excite goes down.
I mean, just what a read.
Yeah,
right there.
crazy read.
Staying in his own spawn for nearly the entire round, just waiting for the Mountaineers to try and work their way up through mid, and it worked out well for him, getting, I mean, 2 of the easiest kills you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
Double headshots on the 2 unsuspecting Mountaineers with just classics to defend themselves with, and now Winthrop looking to continue to roll. Mountaineers gonna have another buy here. The rifle rounds.
Cutting through.
I mean, needless to say, nothing has gone their way so far.
No, and what's crazy to say here is if West Virginia wins this round, this is the same thing we saw on Bind.
It is.
From the the opposite side of things here. Admittedly, this one feels a little bit more dominant of an 8-2, possibly an 8-3. But still, scorecard-wise, it is the exact same score we had earlier on Bind. So maybe Mountaineers can do what Winthrop did, make the comeback, have that second half be generational.
Drone going out.
But on a map like Pearl, I don't know if we're going to see that.
Well, another way to look at it is it's been 2 straight halves, albeit opposite maps. It's been 2 straight halves of just sheer dominance from the side. You got to be careful of that wall bang. Once again, Governor almost gets another one through that wall. He loves that spot. Fade Dog gets the stun. Governor looks for something, and he will find a headshot onto Dinxx.
Oh, Governor is so low, almost dying to the wall bang. He loves so much. I'm getting one. Trade out by Leone. 2 ults being dumped in here by Winthrop. The plant still is down. They kind of know where Guck is. Gets the pull. In the flash. And down he goes. Now 2 players left. Leone gets one, but the flank comes through. Winthrop has had so many good flanks in both of these games, and that's just another cherry on top of this already beautiful cake that is this line to 2 half. And I mean, they're looking to go double digits here.
They certainly are, and the Mountaineers are not going to be fully equipped to defend themselves from that, trying to stop that from happening. Infiltrators 13-7. And we talked about how good Winthrop was last time these 2 teams played on Pearl. Infiltrator only had 16 kills in the entire map, already has 13.
Yeah.
And we still got 1 more round left in the first half, so it's just been another predictably dominant performance from him.
Yeah.
We talked about it pre-game, how important it is for the Mountaineers to be able to slow him down. And for that first half on Bind, they were able to do that. And then so far, it's just been an avalanche of kills and damage from the side of Infiltrator. It has just been too much for the Mountaineers to deal with. Now they're going to try and scavenge their way to a 3rd round win on this half. And then maybe have to halftime, but it's just looking so grim for the Mountaineers right now.
It really is a nice little pick there coming through, but it's going to be just immediately. Mountaineers have very rarely got an untraded pick onto the side.
Time to jump.
And it's just
Spike
those
planted.
advantages, even when they do have them, they don't seem to really capitalize too much. And I mean, the information that's being gained from the Rift right now is insane. And
That's
Infiltrator, I
just
don't know what
insane
that
behavior from
was not it. Shot there by a CG onto its site. Nice comes out as well, gets a bit of information.
One enemy remaining.
STG. Oh my goodness, but the trade is there for moves. And that's just, I mean, even after the, I don't know what you want to call that play from Infiltrator. Get left in a 3v2, but are just not able to capitalize. And it's going to be a 10-2 half from Winthrop, looking to improve their score from the last time these 2 teams played on Pro, where they only gave up 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Looking to make it even better here, and with how much they've been playing on this round so far, you can almost kind of set in stone that this game might be 12-2 in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, I agree. When these pistols have not, I mean, they've yet to win a single pistol all game, so maybe it'll change here, but
And I mean,
not
this
looking
is where
likely.
Infiltration's so good as well. With the Ghost in hand, it's just
Yeah.
a headshot machine.
Honestly, it's probably the reason they win so many of their pistols. I would love to see what the Winthrop pistol round percentage is. I assume it's probably like 70% when you have someone like Infiltrator on your team just clicking
And
heads.
also just to see Infiltrator's stats on that specific round.
Yeah.
And his headshot percentage, probably 100.
Yeah, honestly. He does not miss a
Probably
headshot,
100.
especially with the Ghost. He is John Wick. Silencer on the pistol.
It's a big pace change. We saw on the for their attacking round on Bind, they got so aggressive on pistol round. Now they're taking their time working up through B long.
Might be a bit of an explosion here. Infiltrator is able to get back on the site and just make just an effortless take here from
Infiltrator.
Winthrop.
Not a headshot though.
No, it's not. So that percentage is going down. That's a headshot though on a move, just sitting there, just no clue what's going on to his right.
Moves, letting them know in chat where they're going with the bomb. And I mean, Leone's able to find one, but I mean, this bomb's about to blow up. The Mountaineers don't have a ton of time to get back here on the site. Excite This time
One
now it's going to be a 4v2
enemy
for the
remaining.
Mountaineers.
Oh my
late.
goodness.
It's just going to be Infiltrator on his lonesome with little HP, and the Mountaineers take home a pistol round. Showing some signs of life. Getting that third round, and now
They are on B, by the way.
they were on D. Really good sportsmanship there from Move. So
Yeah.
let them know where they
Pretty,
were attacking.
very, very kind. They were able to get the rotate and get the wipe. You know, that was very nice of him. You know, get the intel. But a solid pistol round win there for the Mountaineers. I mean, that is a good way to start what could be maybe the second half comeback.
I mean, we literally just saw it on the last map, so everything's in play right now. The Mountaineers did just win a pistol round, so someone's going to
Anything's
double
possible.
check what color the sky is.
Taking that
Might
back.
be green. Look outside and find out. It is nighttime though, so good luck with that. Regardless. Gun advantage not going to win the Mountaineers. That is the first time we can really say that. I believe all Pearl. They've been either at a disadvantage or at a spot.
Nice.
Spot is not
Gonna
land.
fall back here.
Gonna re-peek it though, and it will pay off.
Spike
Dinxx finds one
down.
of the governor.
Gonna be
Oh,
another
my
one of
goodness.
this.
STG! What? Can't get out at the end, but oh my goodness, the value is huge. Wow.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous from Dinxx.
You know, I questioned the re-peek there with how many Winthrop players were just pushing in, but
I guess at that point, there's no way you're getting out.
yeah,
Might
you're
as well
not
try
getting
and-
out, so go down with a fight, you know? Go down swinging, and I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what, Dinxx definitely went down swinging.
And that could be very well the thing that swings this round over towards the side of the Mountaineers as they try and
Found them.
shoot
Killed
together
one.
a bit of a win streak here.
One
They're
enemy
going to get
remaining.
taken out.
Okay.
Head towards
Spike down.
backside of B, and now it's going to be a 4v1 once again for the Mountaineers with just Infiltrator on his lonesome. Does have the Marshal in hand, but every Mountaineer does have shields available.
30
so
seconds left.
no one-shot potential here.
It's gonna be tough on Infiltrator, but not gonna work. 2 back-to-back wins for the Mountaineers. Very good start here to this first of the second half. But now it gets dicey because Winthrop now has rifles, and that has not been a good spot for the Mountaineers to be in when Winthrop has these type of weapons.
And it looks like the Mountaineers are still going to choose to bonus. Not going to try making the upgrades here. So despite Winthrop being at 10, the Mountaineers still fine with playing this a little bit slower. Just with the Spectres, the Stingers, a judge, and a Sheriff in the hands of Excite, who's had a bit of a rough game so far, but obviously still plenty of time to turn that around. As Winthrop heads over towards B-Long once again. Maybe scared of Dinxx over on the A side after what happened last round. Now Dinxx is going to try to meet him at B, but gets taken out immediately fair with the headshot.
Great solid headshot there. So even in the scoreboard here with the Stinger. It's going to be a tough spot, you know, when you're picking A long like that when you do not have the range advantage moves. Still typing in the chat.
Recalling my bot.
Just kind of playing it slow right now. Without slowly walking up through mid. A is uncontested as of now. Like Winthrop might have that information. Just kind of spraying through. Prowler didn't find anything. KJ Swarm will stall time just a little bit to allow the Mountaineers to hopefully rotate over onto A. Only one Mountaineer though doing that as of yet. Leone finding fair is trying to do a little
30
something
seconds
sneaky.
left.
Giving the man advantage now to the Mountaineers. And West Virginia has now got to pull off a beautiful post play.
Oh
Oh my
my
god,
God.
STG, what a flick! Are you serious? Another flashbang. Doesn't find any value there. Do it again. Infiltrator takes down Excite, and now Mountaineers kind of falling apart here. The judge in the hands of Guck. They know where he is. It's going to be a hard thing to pull off here if you're Guck.
One enemy
Swing comes
remaining.
through, the spray comes through as well, and now
Take hold.
all down to Leone, the IGL. Crossfire proves lethal.
Some
11 to
rounds get swung, some rounds get won with just a mastermind, a plan, an execution, perfect team play, and some rounds get won because you just absolutely crap on someone, like we just saw SCG.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
That was nasty.
That shot on A77, and all of a sudden, the man advantage for the Mountaineers is gone, and Winthrop's able to execute with Infiltrator picking up 2 more. Oh my goodness. I thought A77 might get the jump on him. I thought he
I
might
thought so too. I thought for sure.
I thought he was going to get one before he gets traded out, but I mean,
That
that's just
had he not
Time to jump.
gotten taken down there, I think that probably would have been a weapon to win. In all honesty, just with them in that pick, would have gotten it. Would have been what, a 4v2. Would have had the spacing. Would have worked out very, very well. But that is an alternate dimension. Infiltrator. Does he know there's an operator waiting for him? I don't think he does.
Cutting through.
Dinxx was very, barely able to scrape together this op. Does not have any shield to work with, so he is banking on hitting the shot here.
glass cannon.
Blocking vision.
Big damage going in here on the mid. Somehow, STG taking down Excite with a nice spray, and Excite returns the favor. Dinxx misses the shot. And if trying to take him out of the process, that is unfortunate for him.
Obscuring
That
vision.
offer now
Need
fall
that
in the
back.
hands of Winthrop. Governor fakes the plant. Doesn't for real this time. And a 4v2
Spike
here to go at a
planted.
match point. Very good triple peek there.
Did he get
Last
tagged
player
that off to the
standing.
wall?
I believe he did, yes.
Governor takes out his counterpart on fade. Leone falls, and out to 4v1 with Guck. 1 HP, trying to find anything. Moves, pulls out the classic, finds the kill, and Winthrop now 1 round away
Match
from
point.
another 2-0 sweep of this Mountaineer team in NACE play this time. 19 and 10 from Infiltrator. I mean, what did you expect, really?
Yeah.
He's had 42 kills. Last time these two teams played, I believe he's at 40 right now over the last 2 maps. Just a pinnacle of consistent domination from the Euro player. And now what is going to be kind of the last ride for the Mountaineers? It's going to be a couple Sheriffs, a Bulldog, and Guardian. Not much left in the tank here. The Fatal's available, but that is going to be all.
Time to jump.
Yeah, kind of back up against the wall here for Mountaineers.
Trace your
Short
fear.
line again. It's gonna be a lot of good intel. This is
Oh,
some
no.
aggression.
Oh, no. Okay.
Didn't actually do anything though. Somehow, some way. Oh no! Here it comes, STG. We didn't think it was gonna come through from Infiltrator. STG backs him up in the end with the Odin. Oh gosh, that is gonna be all down to a Bulldog now. Can he find the timing on STG, who's not looking the correct way? I take it back, he did, but didn't work out in the end. Odin falls. And now it's all up to
They
one
have
man.
so much util.
Yeah, a lot of util to work with here. For some reason,
Just going to back
the
up.
flank is, yeah, I was gonna say the flank has not come through just yet, but it will here
Attackers
soon, and there it
win.
is. GG's across the board. And that will do it for map 2.
That will do it for map 2. A almost carbon copy of what happened on Sunday when these two teams played on Pearl, 13-3 and now 13-4. And you got to think, after that first map on Bind, the Mountaineers, almost too much of a mental hurdle to get over that after the collapse that we saw on Bind. And Winthrop sensed that, rode that off to a clean map 2 victory, and somewhat decidedly, Winthrop wins 2-0.
Yeah, very tough, like you said, ending there. St. Clair next Sunday. So a bit of a gauntlet you're kind of going through as of
Yeah.
now here in NACE.
You St. Clair on Sunday in Division 1, and then next Wednesday you do have Texas at Dallas, which
Yeah.
is a very winnable game, and then you have Stony Brook in Division 1, and then Maryville next week. Sorry, in 2 weeks, back on NACE. But I mean, it's going to be a brutal schedule pretty much every week for this team. It's just kind of the situation that they're in, being in Super Conference and all these other leagues. So a rough game for sure for the Mountaineers, but got to find a way to bounce back. Got to find a way to just focus on getting a win this coming Sunday against St. Clair, which will be streamed.
Indeed it will.
I believe this will be our first Division 1 stream, but we will be coming at you live at around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday, West Virginia versus St. Clair. Sorry. So a classic match, WVU versus St. Clair.
Yeah.
I mean, seems like we do it 20 times a semester.
Yeah, very interesting one there. We are going to get Leone on for a interview as well whenever he gets ready downstairs. The new rookie, coming on in, proving to be a very beneficial pickup here for the Mountaineers, though. I mean, we've seen I would say, an upward trend.
It's been a really good rookie class for all of them.
It really has, yeah.
Cosmic's just been shot out of a cannon. In
Yeah.
Rocket League, Leone's had some excellent maps so far. And now, I mean, I guess you don't really count Crib as a rookie. It is his first semester back, but obviously
Yeah.
Crib is back and back to his normal self. I believe the COD team match got delayed today until like 8 o'clock, and then the match didn't actually start
Yeah.
till like 8:15. So we weren't able to stream that, but I do believe I think it was either a forfeit or they won pretty handily. One of those two happened. They won in a forfeit. Just got heard in my ear. So the COD team moves to 2-0 in NACE,
Yep.
but the Val team, our first streamed loss this semester at the hands of Winthrop.
Usually how that goes. I would
It
say.
is. It is usually how that goes. Winthrop continues its dominance in NACE play and pretty much in all collegiate play. Very, very predictable.
Yes, very predictable indeed. But I will say, compared to the Division One match a couple of days ago, an
Closer.
improvement, much closer.
An improvement.
Um,
Even on Pearl.
Even
you
on
got
Pearl,
one more round.
You know, Bind especially, but on Pearl,
Always
we'll
a
take
silver
the extra
lining.
round. Some maps you're just not going to be, as high caliber on as others. So, what do you do?
What do you do? Well, I do think we are going to get Leone here in just a few seconds for a bit of a post-game interview. I don't know. We'll probably keep it somewhat short. I'm sure they have meetings and VODs to go over as well as just,
Yep.
reeling from the defeat. So we don't want to take up too much of his time, but we do want to get some of his reactions and also just kind of, a bit of a look ahead into the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you bounce back from this? As I said, you have a match just coming Sunday against another top team in St. Clair. Obviously, still have NACE and CVAL and all this stuff upcoming. How do you kind of handle that? The emotional swings, the ups and downs of a season,
Yeah.
staying even keeled and stuff like that. So interested to see how also just, first couple of games as an IGL, how is it being a member of the Mountaineer
Yeah.
Rocket League team? Or sorry, not Rocket League.
Mountaineer Rocket League
Rocket
team.
League.
Leone
Cosmic
double
on the
dipping?
brain.
He's double dipping both teams.
Yeah, I guess so.
One on Val, one on Rocket League. Hey, man. Power to him, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, be like, hey, any odds on hopping on Rocket League or anything?
Yeah.
Have you seen Dinxx play it? Are you now intrigued?
Some people are just talented like that.
That's true. I mean, Dinxx plays both League and Valorant.
He is on the league team here.
So, Dinxx is that talented.
Dinxx is uber talented.
Uber talented. Uber mega talented.
I don't think there's that's some shocking revelation.
No, it's most certainly not. I mean, we've seen those waylay Bucky plays. We know
Yeah.
what's happening.
It was the one bright spot from Pearl was that one
That
play
way
he made
Bucky.
with the Bucky.
Yeah.
Yep. Getting the kill in the smoke and then dashing forward, finding the second. Never short on confidence is Dinxx.
Never.
Although sometimes, confidence not always enough. It's the Mountaineers.
Hey, but fall into 1-1 in NACE against
No,
arguably
it-
the best team in NACE.
It was
is
bound to happen.
Yeah, by no means is it, a
I don't think
horrible
any
thing.
team is going to go undefeated in NACE this semester. And if a
If
team does, it will
it's
be
Winthrop.
Winthrop.
Yep.
But, I mean, even Winthrop, you do have to play, Cumberland, Maryville, and St. Clair. Are you going to be able to be on your A game for all of those maps? Who
Admittedly,
knows?
I think if there is a team, like you said, that's going to go defeated, I
Mhm.
think Winthrop's going to be that team. And if they don't, it's going to be of mistake of their own, whether that be like some weird roster change or something bad happens.
Or just they do what they did first half of Bind and just buy like maniacs.
Yeah, I don't know what the buy strategy. I mean, they won the game, so shout
Yeah.
out. But
Well, they won the game after they stopped doing
yeah,
that.
like I don't know. I've never seen that in collegiate play where you have like
It's so
I see every now
strange.
and again where you see like okay, you have the one vandal that kind of gets passed around. Like you just don't overextend with the vandal, and it kind of gets
With
like
the op.
I swing.
That's what
I
you
drop.
like get flamed for in ranked games.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. And then they kept doing it. It wasn't working in the first half on the rifle rounds,
No.
but they just continued to do so. Went down 8-3 because of it, but then obviously fought back during the second half. Looked much better for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, before we get to this interview, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. As we said, Sunday at 5:30, we will be live with our first Division One stream against St. Clair in Valorant. That coming Tuesday, back at it with Rocket League doubleheaders. Lotus and main roster Lotus obviously going to be playing 2 matches on that day because of the new Swiss format that they have
Yes.
in NACE Varsity Plus. So we don't actually know who Lotus is going to be playing yet. That will be announced, I think, just like 30 minutes before the actual game starts. So we will get that to you as soon as we know. But Rocket League taking on Ball State, one of the new additions to Super Conference in Rocket League, along with Akron and East Tennessee State. So that'll be a good test for them. So it's kind of like a good test for Ball State as this is kind of their first semester back in Super Conference going against the class of Super Conference as it looks like right now in this Mountaineer team after looking really, really good in the first 2 weeks. A lot of overtime wins.
Yes.
I think four overtime wins
I believe,
already.
Two in
yeah.
each series, I believe. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been. I honestly, I do love some overtime Rocket League. It's nothing quite
Yes.
like it, I will say. Both Rocket League teams looking flawless. As
Golden
so
Goal is
far.
just such a intriguing and fun, like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what the right word is. but
format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like at any point in time, the next kick of the ball can just end the game.
Yes, and that's happened where
Yeah.
we've seen what was it the last game or no the second to last game of the matchup against BPCU. I
Burton
believe.
Parker.
Yeah, Bird Parker, where they just like almost scored twice and
Yeah.
then just repetitively like shot.
I think the ball bounced in front of the Mountaineer goal with nobody in goal for like
yes,
3 seconds.
Yes, and then Mountaineers got it for like 5
Yeah.
seconds and just scored and
Yeah.
then won it every time. Like that, like the anxiety that gives you when you're casting is
Yes.
just it's crazy. There's no other game that can do that.
It really is edge of your seat entertainment.
It is.
Rocket League is one of the very few games that is able to deliver that on a consistent basis, especially with, I mean, this Mountaineer team, as you said, it's already 4 overtime games, undefeated in
Yeah.
overtime games as well. And I mean, that matchup yesterday with game 1, an 8-2 victory, and then games 2 and 3 both going into overtime, it really just kind of shows how volatile Rocket League can be. And when you are in Super Conference, we said it 100 times this semester. It doesn't matter if it's Valorant or Rocket League or COD next semester or who knows. But I mean, every single match is going to be a close one. It's just an absolutely it's really, really fun to watch for sure. And I mean, there's a lot of high hopes for the main roster Rocket League team this semester. Taking on Ball State and Akron in their next 2 weeks, and Lotus as well has just been looking. They've just been crushing.
They really have been. I mean, Lotus,
Crushing.
admittedly, they were crushing last semester too. I mean, they went on that insane win streak to end off the season,
And ended up winning the championship at the end.
Yeah,
Against a Texas team.
Yeah.
Go figures. And I mean, we talked to Hera after that match. She said Texas teams are easy to beat, and they've really been backing that up so far.
yeah,
I mean, the Rebels, the Hill College Rebels, some random team in Texas.
and then
Easy win
obviously-
for the Mountaineers once again, and
Yeah.
I think they went on to, I believe, win their second of the 2 Swiss matches that they got to play last Tuesday, and so both Rocket League teams I think are undefeated right now. So looking really good. Valorant, as you said, first streamed loss. of the
Yeah,
season.
I mean, like I said, it's bound to happen. I mean, what are we like 2 weeks in now? 3 weeks in?
Absolutely, but I do think we're going to get into an interview in just a second now, if we are ready downstairs. Just a few seconds here, but we are going to get Leone on the mic, the rookie, and we're going to head into the interview.
Hello?
Leone,
There he is.
hi,
Hello.
can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
All right, so, if it wasn't my job, I wouldn't ask this, and I hate to ask you this, but what happened on Bind from your perspective?
Yeah, so Bind, we played Winthrop like 2 days before this game in Div 1. And going into Bind, our attack half was looking okay, like the first time we played them, but our defense was, in better words, a mess. So we spent the 1 day that we had prepping for defense, and then we started defense, ended up taking an 8-4 half. And when we went into the attack, I'm already pug calling as it is, so our playbook isn't like crazy deep, and they already saw like how we would take stuff on attack. So it initially started working, but Winthrop being a good challenger level team with like tier 1 level players, like they're gonna adapt. They ended up adapting, which then I realized, okay, now I have to like fully pug call even more. So we started doing things that we have 0 reps on at all, and also there's like a few very important swing rounds that we ended up losing that we were in winning positions to win that ended up like costing us that overall map. So
I mean, greatly put, I will say.
Yeah.
Moving on to that second map on Pearl, the second pistol round in the second half there, y'all looked very good on in comparison, especially to the first 3 pistol rounds that you guys had. What was the difference in that last pistol round?
So our pistols are always work in progress right now. Just with the lack of time we've had, pistols aren't really something we've had the chance to go over. So all the pistols are just coming off the dome. So I just pug called something and it ended up working. We kind of had like a slight read on how they wanted to play just because we played them last time. But once we get these pistols finalized, because pistols are such an important round to win, I think we can, be really scary, especially like bind. Like if we won one of those bind pistols, we would have even spiraled even more, which would have been great. But don't want to make excuses. Like there was so many micro mistakes that ended up costing us that series. Pearl is a little bit different, but for bind particular, which was the map we were banking on, like we played really well. Vibes were really good. It just ended up slipping away just due to like 2 swing rounds that were really important. But yeah, pistols are just a work in progress. Once we finish our like skeleton for each map, which me and Coach Terms are working on right now, we're going to eventually mesh into the pistols. But it's kind of like last on our checklist currently, just because we want to have like an actual philosophy for each map with our team comps before we go into that.
Well, speaking of kind of preparation and moving on, you have St. Clair coming up in Division 1 this coming Sunday. What is the preparation going to look like for that? As you are kind of the new IGL, you're starting to get more and more maps under your belt. How has your preparation kind of changed, and how is that going to kind of affect what you guys do moving forward as you go and face more of these really tough teams?
Yeah, so biggest thing, it has nothing to do with who we're playing, to be honest. It's more just like we just need prep on all these maps. So we're just going week by week, trying to get a skeleton for each map as quickly as possible. But being on the crunch is really hard. So hopefully we'll have like one more map under our belt, because right now our map pool is very limited. If we get like 1 or 2 maps under our belt, then our pick bands can go a lot better, and we can, try and diversify like our comps and what we play on each map. Going against St. Clair, I know a few players on their team. I think they're relatively individually skilled. I mean no disrespect, but I'm not worried about St. Clair. Winthrop and Maryville are a different level. That's like our goal. But I think St. Clair, if we play our game how we did today, even on maps that we haven't practiced, if we play how I know we can play, I don't think that would be an issue.
Love that.
I think we're good.
I think
I love that.
That's a perfect way to end that. So
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Leone, for the time.
Yeah.
Good luck in your preparation for this next coming week.
Thank you.
I love that.
What a goat. Not
like that a
worried
lot.
about St. Clair. That's what you love to
Not
hear
worried
from
at
your
all.
IG. I'll
Not
tell you
worried at
that.
all.
Not worried at all. Wow. Beautiful. And I mean, admittedly, against a team like Winthrop, taking them that deep into bind is something to be very proud about.
And I get the impression from that interview that a lot of kind of the faults of this team right now are just faults of the fact that they haven't been together for super long, and that is going to kind of we're going to see
optimism.
like very clear improvement over the course of the semester. Optimism, I think, is a great word. I feel much more optimistic after listening to that interview.
I'll tell you
for
what,
sure.
dude. I feel like this team is just gonna continue to scale better and better after this. Watching that, man. I mean, this guy just got me hyped. I'm not even on the team.
Yeah, neither am I. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But
I'm definitely on the team.
I do think in that sense it is probably good to get a team like Winthrop early in the schedule, because they made it very, very clear what are our weaknesses, where do we need to improve, as opposed to kind of playing teams that you can play bad against and still win. You're not going to learn as much that way. So I do think kind of having this film that they can go back to for the rest of the season and really learn from. And I think obviously it's very clear Leone is very, very keen on learning as much as he can and really kind of trying to make those improvements as a team. So I think there's a lot of optimism around that. So I do think that kind of is kind of the silver lining about this, is that you are going to have this film early on in the season. Like you got exposed, which sounds bad. Obviously, it sounds bad to get exposed, but until you get exposed, you don't really know what your real weaknesses are. So I think if the Mountaineers can really learn from this, and it looks like they are going to put in the time, they're going to put in the work to really kind of cram this and figure out what they need to do. So I do think that is, a really big positive moving forward for this team.
Yeah, it's only a true loss if you don't learn from it, right?
True.
So, hey, what do you do? But that is going to do us today at the desk. We will catch you guys next week, hopefully. And we'll see you guys then.
Yes, celebrate right now. Pegboard nerds, mods, have you?